Welcome to the Slips, Trips, and Falls Awareness Training module. Think about this for a moment. You are of course an experienced walker because you have been doing it for several decades or more, perhaps going for weeks, months, or even years without a slip, trip, or fall. However, despite your experience, every now and again, usually when you least expect it, your luck runs out and you slip, trip, or fall. Now, imagine how much more likely you are to slip, trip, or fall when trying to move around the deck of a moving boat, sometimes carrying a load, where space is limited, walking surfaces are slippery, and often covered with multiple tripping hazards. Imagine also how the end result is an unexpected slip, trip, or fall, and how it may result in your serious injury, permanent disability, or worse, your death by drowning or other means. The deck of a boat is a dangerous workplace, and there is a good chance that a high proportion of accidents on board are related to a slip, trip, or fall. Accidents happen, of course, but with greater care, training, and awareness you can reduce the likelihood of slips, trips, or falls, and this is the purpose of this module. First, let's have a quick look at possible hazards and risks associated with slips, trips, and falls. Some of the main hazards associated with slipping on the deck include fish slime, fuel, oil, or water, netting material, and even ice in the hold. Tripping hazards include fishing gear, ropes, and other equipment on deck, as well as hatch and door combings. Falling hazards include booms or rigging, stairways, open hatches, and between the boat and the wharf or other boat. All of these should be treated as potentially life-changing hazards, and at minimum, sources of harm and injury. A particular risk when working on a boat is falling from the rigging, wheelhouse roof, or booms. Procedures to minimize this risk includes ensuring crew are being watched and supervised as they work aloft or on a boom. That they preferably do so only in calm weather. That they wear a safety harness. That a PFD is worn when working on booms. That lanyards and hauling lines are used to pass tools and equipment. That radar scanners, winches, and other equipment that pose a safety threat are switched off or deactivated. Recalling the hierarchy of controls, there are a range of options available to reduce or eliminate hazards and risks associated with slips, trips, and falls. Elimination is of course the most effective control measure. Although this option cannot always be readily applied on a boat, one notable exception in the context of this module is ensuring that the bung or hatch cover is in place to eliminate the risk of you or someone else falling through a hatch. Substitution is normally the next best control measure, and includes replacing a slippery deck or flooring with slip-resistant material. Isolation is next, and includes use of a physical barrier to separate crew from hazardous areas, for example from a stern ramp when fishing gear is not being hauled or deployed. Engineering controls follow, and may include applying treatments to increase slip resistance on a deck or rigging, installing appropriately designed gangways to board and disembark the boat, and installing handrails on stairs. Substitution, isolation, and engineering are also not normally easily applied options. And administrative controls, including training and instruction on good housekeeping practices are next. These controls include keeping passageways clear, coiling and stowing ropes, and putting away tools and equipment. It also includes signage to warn of hazards in high-risk areas and a required response, such as descending stairs facing the bulkhead, and a requirement to wear appropriate footwear. Thongs are not appropriate footwear. It also includes policies associated with safe boarding and disembarking a boat, particularly at a wharf when tidal ranges are large. And administrative controls are usually established by the boat owner or skipper as part of their duty of care requirement under workplace health and safety law. Finally, PPE is the least effective but most easily applied control. PPE can be applied by any individual, and in this instance it means wearing non-slip footwear to reduce the risk of slipping. While the boat owner or skipper is required by law to provide you and others a safe working environment, including provision of administrative controls and PPE, you have an obligation and responsibility to ensure your own safety and to be on the lookout for hazards to others. It means having the right attitude and demonstrating behavior to reduce the likelihood of slips, trips, and falls. This includes wearing correct footwear, ensuring that surfaces are clean of slippery substances, that tools and equipment are stowed correctly, and that a clean and safe workplace is the norm. Well done! You have finished the module, so let's review the material that was covered.